good morning. I am just now leaving a rest area and trying to hit the road again with my backhaul, so, which is going to be a little late because of the crazy night I had last night, which is continuing into this morning, which I'll tell you about in a minute. It has been crazy. It's been crazy. Guys ever notice that when you do anything in the buy-sell trades on Facebook, like if you post on Facebook in a buy-sell trade, then all of a sudden your notification list is like full of, and I mean like full of all kinds of random posts, like so-and-so's got a scooter for sale, so-and-so's got a couch for sale, so-and-so has a set of dishes. I mean, anything, like, it just goes nuts, and I don't even know these people. I'm like, why am I getting notifications for things that other people are selling? Like, I understand after I post it, if somebody's commenting on my post, like, I get it, but why am I suddenly getting, like, all these random people and their second and third cousins that I don't care anything about their posts? It's like, come on, Facebook, come on. Have it over, people. Oh, this truck is going so slow. We're like at a snail's pace. We are just about maxed out at like 80,000 pounds. I think we're like 78 and some change. So anyway, crazy night last night. So I wanted to go live when I was leaving, and everything just hit the roof. It was ridiculous. I went to go pick up my load. I was running a few minutes late, but it wasn't that bad. Like, it was just, honestly, it was about 15 minutes late, but there were some other places in the evening that I could cut some corners, so I figured, okay, no big deal. I got my load. I'm still there, like, relatively on time, just a few minutes late. And anyway, well, one of the things was the check-in process at the shipping facility has changed. No longer do you have to fill out, like, a bunch of papers and sheets and everything to check in. You basically just drive up to the guard shack, wave at them, give them a thumbs up, they give you the thumbs up, you go. So that's a lot less time, like stopping the paperwork. So anyway, it was all going to balance out where I was going to end up having the same amount of time. Well, then we get inside, get the load. Jordan's with me, and we go to hook up to the trailer. He's hooking up. He's so sweet to do that. Every time he's with me, he's like, you do not get to hook up. He's like, I'm doing all the hookups. So anyway, so I'm in the cab, like, hooking up my e-logs, like, getting him started for the day. And then somebody, no. Then I pulled away from the dock when he gave me the okay, handed him the seal. He went to shut the doors when he noticed that I have a flat trailer tire. Yes. One of the driver's side rear inside tire was completely flat. So I'm like, are you kidding? He's like, no, it is like flat. So I got out and walked back there with him. We both checked the tire, and it was on the rim. So it's lays on the rim. That's a good thing. That's a start. Number two, I checked to see if we had an automatic inflation system on truck, because we're on the trailer, because as you guys know or not know, that sometimes even if one tire, like one out of all of them, are flat, if it has an automatic air system and it's only got a slow leak, a lot of times you can go ahead and start the truck and engage the trailer air and just let it set. Like, keep your tractor brakes on, obviously, engage your trailer air, and wait about 15-20 minutes, and usually it'll air up. Only problem was this trailer did not have an automated inflation system, so there is no way for us to air up this tire, and no way to know if it's like badly damaged or, I mean, it was just flat. So anyway, end up shutting the doors, get back in the truck, we're about to pull out. We'd actually called Hi Dad, and who was the manager on duty last night, and we're like, we have a flat tire. He's like, okay, no worries, I've got an air pump or an air inflation device over there by my truck, just go ahead and check out of the gate, pull around, and then park it over by my truck, and we'll try to air it up, see if it'll hold air, right? So anyway, we're like, okay, fair enough, that works. So we go to pull out, and about the time we're pulling out, some random trucker comes up to the door like waving at us, and I'm like, what? Okay, so we stop, I turn off the truck, Jordan opens the door, and apparently it's somebody who kind of knows us, but hasn't really seen us in a while. I didn't recognize the guy, but anyway, he just starts talking, and he was a nice guy, and we were trying to be nice and like courteous, but kind of drop hints like, okay, we gotta go, like, we've got a flat tire, we're already late, we're having, you know, problems here, so we gotta go. And he just keeps talking, like, he just keeps talking. So like 5 minutes later, now we're 5 minutes more late, we finally get out, go up to the gate, and finally got through the gate and everything. Jordan followed me over in the Jeep over to the other parking lot where we're going to meet his dad to see if we can air up this tire. So finally get over there, and he's like, yeah, it's in my side box in my truck. So he's like, hang tight and I'll go grab it and we'll try to air it up. Well, moments later, he checks the side box and realizes his air device is not in the side box. At which time, he's like, well, I'll try the other box, not the other box. He's like, I'll try the sleeper, it's not the sleeper. So apparently, another manager stole it out of his truck, borrowed, and did not return it yet. So anyway, so he's like, well, I bet you it's in that other manager's truck. So he's like, why don't we check this truck? And he's like, but it could be in this truck and it could be in that truck. So here we are, each of us picked a truck. We were like going through sleepers, going through side boxes, checking everything. We even checked my truck just to be safe. And no inflation device. And I think what it was, I think it was that, have you guys ever seen it? That long air hose that actually connects to like your trailer brake system, to where you just connect it and then engage your trailer air, and it gives you an air hose based off of your air pump on the tractor. So it's a very handy device. It's about $50. You can get them at the truck stops. Worth every penny. I used to have one and I ended up losing it years ago, but they're definitely a good buy, like good 50 bucks. So anyway, could not find this device. So finally, he calls the trailer guy, the trailer repair guy that's like designated for the company. But the only problem with this trailer guy is the last time we called them, he's like, I'll be right there, and he didn't show up for like 3 days. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. So I looked at Hot Guy's dad, and I'm like, why didn't you fire him? He's like, I did. I fired him 3 times. I'm like, how's he come back? He's like, they keep hiring him after I fire him. I'm like, why would they do that? He's so cheap. I'm like, really? 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 So Tonto, Mr. Tonto, I'm gonna call him, the trailer guy, he finally calls him. He's like, okay, yeah. You need it right away, or could this wait, you know, some time, day or two? And he's like, no, like, we have a load on this trailer, like, it's gotta go now, like, in the next few minutes. This trailer is already late. This is load 3, load 4 and 5 are already leaving. So by this time, I'm really late. So anyway, finally the trailer guy is like, okay, just give me 15 minutes, I will be over there. So Jordan stays with me. We hang out in the tractor. And we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting. 10 minutes, 13 minutes, 15 minutes. We're like, he should be here any second. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and this guy is still not here. So when we were approaching like the 30-minute mark, I was finally like, I can't hold it anymore. I gotta stop and use the bathroom. So we hopped in the Jeep, abandoned the truck and trailer, and went like a quarter mile down the road to go use the bathroom. And we figured if somebody tries to break into the tractor or trailer, by the time they get it, we'll be back. So anyway, we abandoned the load to use the bathroom and went and found a porta potty. And anyway, then we came back. And about the time we came back, finally, this trailer guy showed up. So I'm like, oh, okay, thank God. So anyway, honestly, I think it was closer to the 45-minute mark by the time this guy showed up. It was nice. The guy took forever. So anyway, Tonto finally shows up, and he goes back, and jacks his trailer, pulls his thing off, inspects the tire, and then stops, walks up to the tractor, and decides to inform us, the tire is shot. Of course, the guy, no offense to him, the guy is nice, but he couldn't speak English very well. So he's like, some tires can be fixed, some cannot. I'm kind of looking at him like, okay, I get it. What does that mean? Like, can it be fixed? Can it not be fixed? He's like, no. He's like, I have a spare if that's okay. So I called manager. I'm like, you know, hey, this guy says he's got a spare, tire shot. Otherwise, it's gonna have to wait like hours for him to go around town, try to find another trailer tire, and then bring it back here and install it. So, Hawkeye's dad, manager, aka manager, goes ahead and says, your tire, and call it good. So I'm like, okay, thanks. At least I'll have a tire that works for today, because I have a backhaul, and a backhaul is really heavy, at least with this company. So, anyway. Let's see, what else? It gets crazier. So, the guy finally gets the tire up and says I'm good to go. So, they hit the road. I'm heading down, make it a couple hours out, make it to like Pittsburgh, Kansas area. And Pittsburgh's about the 2-hour mark for delivery, something like that. I'm like running late by this time, like hours late. And these backhauls are tight limits, like time-wise. Like last time I ran the backhaul, I had 20 minutes left on my time clock by the time I got back from the backhaul. So I've already been delayed like hours here. And so anyway, so I'm going through, hitting Pittsburgh, Kansas, heading towards my first delivery, when I realized that the power is out in part of Pittsburgh. So I'm like, really? Really? So I'm looking, and I'm trying to squint, like see road signs, because normally the signs are like well lit of where you need to turn to take the truckers bypass to be able to go around the city. Otherwise, you're going to end up in some tight spaces and potentially some no truck spaces in Pittsburgh. You don't want to do that. So I'm looking down, cannot find the sign. I'm like, I cannot find this building. I don't see the road sign. Like, I don't see anything. It is so dark. So anyway, going through, end up missing my turn. I realize it by the time I hit downtown Pittsburgh. I'm like, holy crap, everything's narrowing. I'm like downtown by the shops and like tight turns and like no truck spots, and there's a bunch of construction, and I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. So now I'm even later because I'm going really slow in the middle of town in the middle of the night, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of Pittsburgh so I can get back to the bypass, so I can get back to my other highway, which is the cut through to get over to the Missouri side, so I can catch the main highway so I can get to the delivery. So anyway, so I finally on the map, I found a side street that happened to be like a state route, so I figured, okay, if it's not truck legal, that's messed up because it's like a state highway route, even though it's like tiny. So I went ahead and went for it. I finally came up to it, realized it is a stinking tight turn. Like, there's no double turn lane. It's like one turn lane around a tight corner around downtown city buildings. So I'm like, oh God, here we go. So once it was green, cars are like coming. I'm like, okay, that is it. I am going to block this whole freaking thing. So I like butt hook the turn. I like block the whole roadway, like half of the one highway, half the other highway, half the main street. And I realized they got heavy construction around the corner. So like they got one lane shut down, they got cars trying to come. So I'm just like, they're just gonna have to move because I gotta get through. So I'm like blocking everything and like snaking the tractor trailer through the side road slash state route. So finally I get through. I hit like every red light there is, which delayed me even further. And finally, after several minutes of navigation and hairpin turns, I finally hit the bypass. And I'm like, thank God. Only problem, the red light would not turn green. I tried everything. I was like flashing my brights. I didn't back up, but I was like a ways away from the light, and then I pulled up slowly, waited, pulled up to the line, waited, pulled past the line, waited. I'm like flashing my lights. I'm like trying everything to get this thing to turn green because this is a high-speed bypass. So if I run this red light thinking nobody's there, they could come around the corner and it could be bad. You're not supposed to run red lights. So finally, I get a green light. By the grace of God, after like another 5 minutes. So now I'm really late. And finally get on the highway, get out of town, get headed down to delivery, and finally got there. Thank God I got there like close to my ETA that I told them, but it was still like hours long. It was bad. So anyway, yes. So there's more. Like, there's more. I swear. My night has been crazy. Like, I have not had a break. And it is insane. It's like, even, okay, you guys saw my days off. I was up for like 2 days straight. I'm trying to get things done. I'm trying to work multiple businesses. I'm trying to, you know, I'm hitting problem after problem after problem after problem, tackling all that. Then I come back to work, hit more problems, craziness, and then now last night. So, and I'm not talking really fast, probably because I'm hyped up on coffee. Like caffeine. Like, I swear, if I get stopped, people are gonna think I'm a drug addict because I am like downing the coffee. Like, just anything to stay awake, like keep going at this point. So, anyway, get down there. One nice part about the night is when I got to delivery, I was able to whip it around. I did a proper setup and one shot like into the dock. I like nailed the dock. And so much so that people were coming up to me like cheering, like, oh my God, you are freaking awesome. You need to train these other drivers how to drive because they don't know how to back and you just like whipped it right in like pro. And I'm like, well, thank you. So anyway, open the trailer doors. The boxes are falling out of the back. Kind of a normal thing here. They don't secure the loads very well. So anyway, finally get the delivery over with. And go to shut my trailer doors. Guess what? Trailer doors will not close. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, really? What other thing could go wrong today? So I'm playing with the trailer doors, backing up the truck, pushing the truck forward, like trying to get on different levels of ground just to try to get these trailer doors shut. So finally, I get the trailer doors shut, and I'm like, okay, I'm making a clean break for it and hitting the road because these backhauls here lately have given me issues. And usually if you're not there by like 4 a.m., you're not getting the load because they're so far behind they don't have time to load you. And they're usually pissed that you showed up late. Which of course is not my fault because I've been trying to get here all night. It's just the company books backhauls. So if the first load's delayed, the second is by default. So anyway, long funny story. I get up to the backhaul place with Hawkeye's dad. He also had a backhaul at the same place. So we go in with our paperwork, and he gets told what dock to go into. Goes into it, and so anyway, so then I gave him my pickup number. They're like, that's the same pickup number he has. We can't give you that. You've got to have a different one. I'm like, no, this is the pickup number I've got. They're like, no, this is a different pickup number. Or it's the same pickup number. They're like, he's probably got the load that you thought you had. So they're like, you know, you must not have a load. So I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Hawkeye's dad gave me this load in addition to his load. So I go out and talk to him. He's like, no, look, the pickup number is different. I'm like, it is different. That's weird. They said it was the same. So I go back in, talk to him about the stinky pickup number, and so they run it again. They said, no, as soon as even though the numbers look different on the what you're giving us, they're coming up with load ID's got different numbers. They try it, said, come take load. They're like, you're going to have to like rebook the load or have the company like rearrange this whole setup. So I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So once again, walked back outside, got a hold of Hawkeye's dad. At which time he showed me his phone again, and he pulls up all the numbers, the purchase order number, like everything. And it's all different. Like, it is a different load. We do not have the same load. So I bring both phones in, set it down. These are different loads. I don't know why our computer's saying this, but these are different loads. And so finally, after they tried like every number on the sheets, or on the picture, they sent us a little picture of the pickup sheet information. So they ran everything. Finally said, oh, wow, yeah, you got a load going to the same place. I really did think. No, I was nice about it, but seriously, I'm like, really? Yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. So anyway, so finally get that straight. They tell me what door to back into. Well, about that time, guess what I am told? They then begin to tell me, okay, we have to have a clean trailer. Okay, fine. You can't have any load securement devices in the trailer, or else we can't load you and give you this load. We have a giant load securement device in both trailers. So we're like, holy crap, we've got this giant load device in there. And it's like, can't you just pull it out and put it aside? Nope, they're not going to load us unless the trailer is completely empty and the load device is out. So what do? By that time I go out, I open my trailer doors, I grab the load securement device, and I thought, maybe there's a way I can cram it in my sleeper just to get it out of the way so they don't see it, so they'll load me. So I tried. I'm here like a little ant trying to cram this load trailer securement device into the tractor trailer or into the tractor sleeper, and it won't fit through the door. I'm like nearly falling off the steps and getting hurt, and this is freaking ridiculous. So finally, I called Hawkeye's dad again. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this giant load securement device? You know, he's like, well, just throw it back in the trailer, back up towards the dock, but not all the way. And then at the last minute, before, you know, they see you and everything, just pull it out, put it up against the wall next to the dock. And then when they release you with the load, just pull it out and quickly like toss it back in. And then shut your doors. That way they have no choice but to let us take off with the product and load securement device. So I drag this big old heavy load securement device back to the back, load it in the trailer, turn around, and try to get in the dock. Of which time, as you guys saw at that particular facility, the parking lot is flat and open, and there's like no perspective on what angle you're going. And to make matters worse, the yellow lines were so worn out, you couldn't see the lines to line up your trailer to the dock. So it took me like 5 times backing to be able to get it lined up enough to where it could even get close. So then I get out, then I go run to the back, then I pull out the load securement device, throw it against I'm like, okay, clean break, clean break. So then I back in and they start getting me loaded. But when they tried to let me go after it was already loaded, their trailer locking device stuck and wouldn't let me go from the dock. I am not kidding you guys. Oh yeah, trust me, this gets worse. Like, my morning continues. So now it's stuck. So now I'm out there. They asked me to try to jiggle the trailer, like try to back up, move forward, like jiggle it, whatever. So I'm back there trying to mess with this thing, get it jarred loose. Finally, it kind of comes loose a little bit, feel it kind of pop, and then all of a sudden you hear their thing, you know, machine lifted up, blah blah blah, and finally it released me. Ooh, am I gonna? Oh my god, this is unheard of, guys. You guys are seeing this firsthand. I actually got a clean break to turn on this road. That never happens to me. One little piece of luck out of a really wildly crazy morning. So anyway, as soon as we get through this light, I will continue my story. So, by the way, if I lose internet, I apologize. I will need to get off of here in a few minutes because I'm going through the hills. But anyway, no, it is crazy. It is crazy. So finally get it done. Pull forward, and the parking lot's unsafe. So I get out, try to shut the trailer doors. Now the trailer doors won't shut because the parking lot's uneven. So I'm moving forward, moving back, moving around, sliding around, trying different angles, trying to get the right angle for these trailer doors to actually shut. So I'm messing with it, I'm messing with it, I'm messing with it. Finally I get the trailer doors shut, get the load sealed on the back of the trailer, get the trailer sealed, and I'm ready to take off the load. So, okay, so it seemed all good from there, right? I'm hitting the road. By this time, I am so late. I didn't even get to the back hall until 4:40 in the morning. I was supposed to be there at like 2 or 3 in the morning. So anyway, I'm finally hitting the road. It is so late. And anyway, get through Pittsburgh, get past Fort Scott. Hawkeye's dad is following me with his load. Only thing, I got just north of Fort Scott, and I had to use the bathroom, like, really bad, because I've been downing coffee, because it's been a crazy night. So, I pulled off to this rest stop to go use the bathroom, and he pulls, I noticed he exited behind me. So, I'm like, okay, good, we'll both stop, use the bathroom, get back on the road, and follow each other to the backhaul delivery. So, I get out, start to walk inside. When I turn around, I don't see his truck and trailer anywhere. That's insane. Like, I saw him turn in the side street, going to the rest stop with me. Like, he's got to be here somewhere. So I'm like, okay, maybe he pulled in a spot on down. So I blew it off, went on inside, used the bathroom. I wasn't holding it any longer at this point. I pretty much didn't care if somebody was half dead. I've got to pee. So I went and used the bathroom, came back out. And I started looking around for Hawkeye's dad. I'm like, he's got to be in one of these spots. He wasn't in any of the spots. That is when I glanced up, and not kidding you, I on the side road. There's not much room. You can drop it off and roll the trailer. So I finally sneaked it through, got behind Hawkeye's dad, was smack dab in the middle of the road with his hazards on, get my hazard on, go check on him. His engine will not stop or start. So we tried everything, fiddled with the air filter, fiddled with everything on this truck. Finally, he gets it the spit and sputter just enough to coax it into a space at the rest stop. So I'm like, okay, let's get out of the road, get out to the rest stop, check on him. His engine will not start. We even tried the fuel filter. We even like purged the fuel filter, did a little drain. I was like, why don't you try purging it a little bit? So we tried it, started right up, Anyway, so at that time, like this is gonna be a 14-hour day at least, if not a 15 or 16-hour day. Yeah, it's just crazy. So he's finally like, just hit the road, get down the road. I'll call somebody. I'm at least off the highway now. Anyway, I love you guys more, but that is a little piece of my wildly crazy